Well, good Sunday morning, friends and students. I thought I would give you a quick update on Hurricane Ida. It's has been forecast for the last couple days on track to hit Louisiana later this morning and early in the afternoon hours. It has rapidly strengthened overnight. So yesterday afternoon, the winds were around 100 miles an hour or so, and the pressure was around 970 millibars, 975, somewhere around there. And overnight, the pressure has dropped in the latest airplane that's gone through. It's down to 928 millibars, and the winds have increased to upwards of 150 miles an hour. So that makes it a very strong, high-end Category 4 hurricane. You see it on the infrared satellite here. So normally, when you look at infrared, you think of heat, and it's showing warmth. And in meteorology, it's kind of the opposite. So on this infrared satellite, those bright colors, those warm reds and oranges, those are actually really cold clouds. So that means the clouds are really tall and really intense. So you see the eye of Ida is right here, and this is coastal Louisiana. So here's the mouth of the Mississippi River, and it's moving towards the northwest. So it's only about 40 or 50 miles offshore from the immediate coast of Louisiana, and it's moving towards the northwest. You can see it's extremely symmetrical, a very well-defined eye, and it's been strengthening all evening and overnight and even this morning. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it upgraded to a Category 5 here in the next hour or so. This shows you another infrared satellite. And again, we use this at night because we need the sun to use the other ones. I'll show you the other one in a second. But here's a longer loop of the infrared satellites. You can kind of see its general motion towards the northwest. And you see how the eye was a little ragged overnight. Look how it's become super symmetrical. It's just a very impressive looking storm on the satellite, which means it's going to cause a lot of destruction as it moves on shore. Again, the winds are circulating around the storm like this in a counterclockwise way. So on this side of the storm, on what we call the right side, that's where all the ocean water will be pushed on shore, and that's where you'll see what's the biggest, what we call storm surge, where you get that big push of ocean water, and which causes a lot of flooding and destruction. That, on top of 150-mile-per-hour winds going around this core, there's going to be a wide swath of damage, and this is going to move inland pretty quickly, and it's going to cut across Louisiana and parts of Mississippi. This shows you the visible satellite. So this is when the sun's coming up this morning. You can see what it actually looks like from space. And you can see a well-defined eye, very symmetrical, and you can see how close it is now to southeastern Louisiana. So I really hope a lot of people have evacuated out of those areas. There's been plenty of days of warning that this is coming, although I'm not even sure the model's predicted dropping this low in terms of pressure and this high of wind speeds. So this shows you the hurricane hunters. People always ask, well, how do they know what's going on in these kinds of storms? Well, they fly aircraft through them, and these are the latest planes that have flown through. So this red line is the pressure. So here's when it went through. Around 6 a.m., the pressure it found around 930 millibars or so of pressure. And how this works is the lower the pressure gets, the stronger the storm is, and the faster the winds speed up around it. And so then the plane flew out, and the pressure went back up. Then the plane flew back in the eye, and you see now the pressure where this red line is down to around 928. So that means the pressure is steadily decreasing. These are the wind speeds here. This is the wind speeds up where the airplane is flying, around 135 to 140 knots of wind, which is like 160 or so miles an hour. And you can see these winds peaking here on this graphic, 125 to 140 knots. So that all translates to winds at the ground level where we are at around 150 miles an hour sustained. So that means the wind inside this eye wall, so right along the inner core here, are spinning around there at about 150 miles per hour. And then finally, I thought I'd show just the level of storm surge. So again, if the eye comes on shore and it's going to hit right in this section right in here, this is where it's going to move inland, to the right of it, that's where it's going to push all of that water on shore. So basically, think about it like this. The eye of the hurricane is here. It's going to be sending water this direction. So that's why these values here near Lake Pontchartrain in New Orleans and near the Mississippi Delta, these are storm surges of 12 to 16 or more feet. And basically what that means is the ocean is 16 feet taller than it normally is, so it will flood inland until the elevation gets beyond that, which in Louisiana in some places it's 15 miles of inland because it's so close to sea level. So this is going to be a really bad storm. There's going to be damage and power outages for weeks and weeks. There's going to be a lot of flooding, and as this storm moves inland, there's going to be power outages across much of eastern Louisiana and central Mississippi, and then it's going to bring a ton of flooding rain as well. Many of these areas are going to see 10 to 20 inches of rain. So if you know folks down there, make sure you stay in touch with them and send good thoughts their way. Anyway, happy Sunday. Thought I'd give you a little bit of an update, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everybody.